Hello, my friends. It is the start of the NHL Playoffs today, and myself, I am joined here by Donnavan Smoot. We're going to have a little friendly competition throughout the NHL Playoffs here. We're calling it the rookie against the vet. Donnavan, it's no secret that you're not exactly a historical big-time hockey fan, whereas I am, so we're going to have a little bet here to see who does better with their picks. We're going to do this round by round. We are starting with the first round, which starts tonight. We're going to give out our pick to win each playoff series in the first round. We're going to give the winner, and we're also going to predict how many games the series will last. So 1 point if you get the winner correct, 1 point if you get the exact amount of games, and then a bonus point if you get both the winner and the exact amount of games correct. Rookie versus vet. Donnavan, how are you feeling? Do you think you're going to be able to beat me in a little NHL action?
I'm feeling fantastic, Ian. I'm wiping the floor with you. This is like I got it. I'm very, very confident in not only my picking ability, but beginner's luck being on my side. And we're just gonna get a flood of just a whole lot of luck. And I'd rather be lucky than good. And so that's what I'm banking on.
I am nervous about that beginner's luck. And I'm also nervous I might overthink this. There's the factor of maybe I know too much and I kind of let some of my biases take control and I might overthink this. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go. And you told me before we went live that our coworker Reed is on Team Donnavan, which
he's on the right side of history.
Greasy, dude. Come on, man. All right, let's before we actually get into the picks here, because obviously the playoffs start tonight. The first game is the Hurricanes and the Bruins at 7 p.m. Eastern. We are running a giveaway with BetSided. We are partnered with Run Your Pool. Check out the pinned tweet on the BetSided Twitter page. Free to enter. $500 in prizes. First place gets a $350 gift card towards, or $300, I believe, gift card towards Fanatics. All you have to do is retweet the tweet, follow BetSided, and then enter in the fun little pool. I have submitted my picks for that as well, so I'm in a couple different competitions here. I'm going to win that. Unfortunately, won't be eligible for the prize, but I am going to win it, and then I'm going to beat Donnavan in a little rookie versus veteran competition here. So with that being said, let's dive into it here. Peter, chiming in. I will be tailing whoever picks the Rangers in the competition. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Let's start off with the first series. We're going to start with the series that kicks off the NHL playoffs tonight between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Boston Bruins. Carolina obviously won the Metropolitan Division. They were taking on the Bruins, who are the first wildcard team. But the odds for this are a little bit close. Carolina only a slight favorite, mainly due to maybe I'm not going to spoil it because I don't want to give Donnavan any hints. So Donnavan,
my pick is made.
We're going to start off with you each round. So give me your pick for the Hurricanes and Boston series.
Bruins in 7. I'm taking the Bruins in 7. We're going to get the upset to get it rolling, right? I was looking at this, and so a couple things happened. One, and this is just the kid in Donnavan. I remember watching SportsCenter, and the Bruins are always that team that's always like at the very end. They're always in it, and so one, I know who they are much more than the Carolina Hurricanes. So that's one. And then two, I'm looking at the stats, and it's a 9-point difference that they had in the regular season. Stuff happens, right? So like that's not too much of a concern. I look at all the numbers, right? The offense. 3.3 goals per game to 3.1 in favor of Carolina, 2.4 for Carolina in terms of goals against, 2.6 for Boston. The power play percentage 22% to 21% in favor of Carolina. Like the numbers, they're not too far apart. And so I look at this. I look at Boston. They've gone to at least the second round every single year with Bruce Cassidy. The numbers aren't that far apart. Yeah, we're going to take the people with experience, especially if the numbers are kind of similar. So Bruins in 7.
And most of those years that they advanced to the second round, they beat the Leafs in the first round. So the Boston Bruins are a big reason why I hate Boston sports. Before I get to my pick, Ben chimed in. He set odds for this competition, Donnavan. Ian -140, Donnavan +125. He'd make me a little bit of a slight favorite. I'll take that. I think those are fair odds.
Honestly think you should be a little bit more of a favorite to be honest. Listen, I want the biggest underdog story possible. Make me +500. Let's do this.
He does say there's value on the rooks, as Ben, so we'll see. Yeah. Because right off the start, Donnavan, we are on opposite sides in the first series because I'm taking The Carolina Hurricanes, I'm going to take them in 6 games. So I mentioned earlier that I think the odds are closer than they should be, basically because the Hurricanes goaltender Frederick Anderson, former Leaf, is out for at least game 1. A little bit of a mystery for how long exactly he'll be out. He's been out for a couple of weeks, and he is a big part of the Hurricanes' success. But it doesn't concern me too much in this series because the Bruins, over their last 25 games, rank 30th in shooting percentage. They are not a very good shooting team. Very good defensively, but they've had some accuracy issues with their shooting. So I'm hoping the Hurricanes not having their starting goalie isn't going to be affected too much because the Bruins just aren't a good shooting team. And I think these odds are an overreaction to the goalie injury. The Carolina Hurricanes, if you love advanced analytics like I do, they are the team to bet on. I actually released my power rankings. I think it was this morning the article came out, and I think the Hurricanes have the best value amongst all teams to win the Cup. So it'd be silly for me to say that and then pick against them in the first round. Like I said, Bruins very good defensively. Their offense has some issues, in my opinion. I'll take the Hurricanes to win in 6 in the opening round. Okay. So already we're going against each other in the first round. I love it.
That's how I want it.
We're sticking in the Eastern Conference. We're going to tackle the 4 Eastern Conference series first, and then we're going to head over to the Western Conference. We're going with the Florida Panthers and Washington Capitals. Next, Florida, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, taking the final wildcard team in the Washington Capitals. So Florida Panthers, big favorites here. If you pick the Capitals here, Donnavan, would be a pretty big upset. But, hey, anything can happen. It's not like the NBA. You see 8-versus-1 upsets not often, but they certainly happen at least once every couple of years. But I'm curious to hear your pick. Give me your pick for the Panthers and the Capitals.
Yeah, I'm going with the Panthers here. I'm not going to overthink it. 1 seed. I think the offenses, the offensive numbers looked really, really good. Number 1 overall seed, most points. The one thing that I saw that kind of was concerning, the goalkeeping wasn't great. In terms of like save percentage, the only teams that they were above were the Kings, the Maple Leafs, and the Capitals. And so if there was going to be, maybe an upset, the Capitals could probably sneak in there. But I just think that, I don't think Washington has enough offense to keep up with Florida. So I'm gonna stay safe right now. I think I was getting a little aggressive off the bat. Might have a little bit more aggressive picks later on, but I'm gonna go with the 1 seed here.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I actually think it's going to be a sweep. I'm taking Panthers in 4. So same team. I'm getting even more aggressive with this one. I actually don't think the Panthers are going to win the Cup. I actually think they lose next series to the winner of the Lightning and the Maple Leafs. But, and the reason why I think that, they just play too wide open of a style of play. They don't have fantastic goaltending. They're easily the best offense in the NHL. But historically, you've got to play some kind of defense. That wide open style might be exciting to watch. It's a little tough to win these 7-game series against the best teams in the NHL. Because if you play against a team who's either strong defensively or their goaltender has a good game, it's tough. It's tough to win these best of 7. So I don't believe in Panthers in the long term, but the Washington Capitals are by far the worst team in the Eastern Conference. And the Panthers should just be able to outmatch them here, especially because you were just talking about goaltending. Washington Capitals have the worst goaltending heading into the NHL playoffs right now. Over their last 25 games, second last in the NHL in save percentage. And now they have to take on the best offense in the NHL and the Panthers. The best offense, not even close to the best offense, like wide margin the best offense. So I don't know. The Capitals can't find goaltending. They're probably going to allow like 5 goals a game against this Panthers team. So I think Florida gets it done in a hurry against them. Capitals have too many holes. Like I said, I don't really trust the Panthers long term, but this series is a beautiful stylistic matchup for the Panthers. They get it done in 4, quick and easy, move on to the next round.
Yeah, I like that. We're good. We're good.
All right. So the Panthers were our first shared pick, but not really a big surprise with how big of a favorite they are. Now let's talk about the series that is near and dear to my heart, Donnavan. The Toronto Maple Leafs against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I tweeted it out this morning, and this wasn't a joke. I literally woke up this morning with a knot in my stomach. I am all full of nerves. I'm anxious. Watching the Toronto, you would think watching your team in the postseason, especially when they have a really good team, would be enjoyable. It's not. Not when it's the Maple Leafs. We've lost 6 straight series, first-round series. Haven't gotten out of the first round since 2004. I was 11 years old the last time the Maple Leafs got out of the first round. Not only do they lose in the first round every series, they lose in the most painful way possible. Game 7 to the Bruins, Game 7 to the Bruins, Game 5 to the Blue Jackets, Game 7 to the Canadiens. it hurts me. So I know my heart's going to get ripped out of my chest. I think I tweeted a couple years ago, watching the Maple Leafs is like when you get like a text from your girlfriend saying that you need to talk, and you're just like, oh, I'm about to get my heart broken. Okay, this is not going to be fun. But enough about that, Donovan. Give me your pick. Who are you going to go with?
Listen, you won't be crying this year. I'm telling you that. Toronto in 6. I'm riding with the city on this one.
Let's go.
Toronto in 6, baby. Listen, Toronto, like you said earlier, and like we were talking about in the Panther series. So the goalkeeping isn't fantastic, right? And I've heard you in passing say that that's like a very, very big concern for you. But the one thing that I saw, the Maple Leafs are the best team on the power play. Right, 28. They convert on 28.6% of their power plays. The Lightning had the second most penalty minutes in the league. Right, if we're just gonna play 5-on-4, maybe even 4-on-3 for a lot of these games in the series, I trust a team that's able to convert, because across any sport, the playoffs is about maximizing your opportunities, and it's about taking what the defense gives you and making sure that when your shot comes, that you take it. And Toronto all season long has proved that they can do it. I think that Tampa Bay, even though they have all this experience, that penalty minute stuff, that's undisciplined hockey. And I can't get behind that. So we're riding with the city, Toronto in 6.
I like digging a little deep into power play and penalty statistics. I like it. Also, I think this might be your kind of way of trying to get on the good side of Toronto. You're telling me last week that you want to become friends with the people of Toronto, even though you've trashed on the Raptors championship in the past.
Again, that's a singular moment. I have nothing against Toronto. I like Drake. I'm a big fan of Drake. I told you, like, I just got my passport. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to live it up in Toronto.
What about the Biebs? Are you a fan of the Biebs? Are you a believer?
Yeah. Not a big believer. I wasn't early on, but I've come around. I've grown up.
All right. I don't know if this is surprising or not surprising, depending on if you're a Leafs fan or not. I'm sitting here in my Leafs jersey. I've poured my heart out about the Leafs, but I can't ignore history. They're going to break our hearts. Lightning in 7. They're going to win. Like this is, I'm throwing stats out the window. I know it's tough picking against your team, but I think the people who will understand me doing this most are Maple Leafs fans. My poor father, who has been a diehard Maple Leafs fan his entire life, literally can't watch the Leafs playoff games anymore. He's given up because he knows year after year, since he was 7 years old last time they won the cup, year after year, he knows that they're going to break his heart. He literally can't bring himself to even watching Maple Leafs playoff hockey anymore. That's what the Maple Leafs have done to their fan base year after year. The Leafs will lose the series in one of 3 ways. I said the exact same thing last year, and it came to fruition. They're either going to be up in the series 3-1 or 3-0, lose 3 or 4 games in a row and lose the series like they did last year. They're going to get swept, or they're going to be in a game 7, be winning game 7 by at least 2 goals, blow the lead, and then lose in overtime. Those are the 3 most painful ways to lose a series. They will lose the series one of those 3 ways. I thought about taking Lightning in 4, but no, we've lost 3 straight game 7s. Game 7 to the Bruins, game 7 to the Bruins, game 5 against the Blue Jackets, which was it was COVID year, so the first round was shortened, so it was best of 5. So lost in 5 to the Blue Jackets and lost in 7 to the Canadiens last year. It's going to happen. I would love to be wrong. I would obviously love to be wrong, and I will say if the Maple Leafs get past the first round, they'll win the Stanley Cup, but we're cursed. We're a cursed franchise, and I can't bet against curses.
It's okay. I wasn't there, right? Listen, right. I'm new here. I'm new on the bandwagon. I got you. All
right. I love it. If the Leafs pull it off, I'll send you a Leafs jersey.
Bet.
All right. Let's go with the final series in the Eastern Conference here. The New York Rangers against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The closest one. It's a pick 'em. WinBet has the odds set as a complete coin flip. Donovan, give me your pick for this one.
I'm going to Peter Dewey, come to the right side. Come on my side. I'm taking the Rangers. I'm taking the Rangers in 6. I think that New York can get this done. They beat them 3 times in 2 weeks during the season. It's like a mini series whenever that happens. I know, the regular season, stuff goes a little bit crazy, but it was kind of recent. It was towards the end of the season that they did that. that speaks volumes to me that they were able to do that. They held them to like 4 goals across the entire season series. The Rangers, I think they're great on goalkeeping. They have good power play stats. Offense is good, over 3 goals a game. I like the Rangers a lot, and I think that the Penguins, even though that they have Sidney Crosby, it's past his prime. It's not his time anymore. So I think the Rangers are the other pick to make.
Really quick before I get to my pick, Ben chimed in earlier about the Panthers. He said, "Is the Panthers year legit best team they've ever had?" Yes. I mean, I'm not a Panthers historian. Very good team. Panthers fans can chime in on whether or not they're the best team they've ever had. I'm just concerned about how wide open of a style they play. It's a little concerning in the postseason. And then Peter loves the Rangers pick. Let's go. And he says, "In Igor, we trust." Obviously, he's talking about the Rangers goaltender, Igor Shesterkin, best goaltender in the NHL this league by far. A historic season for Igor Shesterkin, which leads me to my pick. Donovan, I'm on the Rangers as well, but I think they get it done one game sooner. I'm going Rangers in 5 against the Penguins.
We're here, and
we're agreeing on some of these.
I'm liking this.
Listen, we see it time and time again in the NHL playoffs. If you have the best goalie in the NHL, or at least sometimes it's even just a goalie that gets hot in the postseason, that can carry you to a lot of wins. Igor Shesterkin is having a historic season for the Rangers, and I am not going to bet on the Penguins being the team that are going to be able to beat them in a 7-game series. Goals against average of only 2.07, save percentage of 935. He is a shoo-in for the Vezina Trophy for the top goaltender. Now, the Penguins obviously have better analytics, actually, like between the blue lines. They have more veterans. They're more experienced. But at the end of the day, a goaltender plays a big role in the playoffs, and I won't be picking against Igor Shesterkin. I'm not going to be that idiot. Now, I will say, especially at the start of the year, I was calling the Rangers frauds. I didn't think they were very good. But they have gotten better the past few months, especially defensively. They're hanging out Shesterkin out to dry quite a bit in the early parts of the year. They've improved on that the past couple of months. So I mean, we'll see how far I take the Rangers in the playoffs, but I think they get it done against the Penguins. So it's going to be tough to be able to score enough goals on Shesterkin to win these games in a 7-game series. So I'll take Rangers in 5 in that one.
Nice. Wait, so are you officially? Was that a complete walk back of the fraud tape?
No, because I was correct at the time.
Okay.
So it wasn't a walk back. I was correct at the time. The Rangers played better, and hey, credit to me for being an honest man. If a team fixes their mistakes, then I will no longer call them frauds. Okay. I won't just call them frauds for no reason. They fixed their mistakes. They are no longer the worst team in high danger scoring chances allowed. They fixed their mistakes. They're better defensively. I retract what I said earlier. Okay. But are they going to win the cup? We'll see. So that concludes the Eastern Conference. We're going to move over to the Western Conference, which is a lot more of a top-heavy conference. I mean, 3 of the 4 series in the Eastern Conferences are either a pick'em or right next to a pick'em. The Western Conference, certainly not the case. 3 wildly big favorites and then 1 that's a little bit closer. So we're going to start with the Stanley Cup favorites, the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, taking on the Nashville Predators. The Colorado Avalanche, minus 650 favorites. You have to bet $650 to profit $100 if you want to bet on the Avalanche in the series. Nashville Predators coming back at plus 475. Donovan, what's your pick for this one?
I'm sticking chalk on this one. I'm gonna go Avalanche in 5. Their offense has just been it's just gonna be too much for Nashville. I think that they've been fantastic all year long. And with the Predators, I'm not gonna lie. The most I know, they had the little run. They put PK Subban on the cover of NHL, on the cover of the video game. He was nice in the video game. I don't know if he's still there at all. All I know is that Colorado's offense, it's pretty dang good. So I'm gonna ride with them in the first round.
PK Subban is not. He's on the Devils now. No longer That's on the tragic. Predators. Yeah, Donovan, this is the one series that we actually agree on, both team and number of games. I also have the Avalanche at 5.
Let's go.
So we're sticking with it. Listen, if the Nashville Predators had ran into a big issue 3 games ago where their starting goalie, second, third, fourth best goalie in the NHL, and I'm going to mispronounce his name, Juuse Saros, I believe it is, a Finnish guy, got hurt. He's definitely out for game one. He's probably going to be out for at least a few games in the series, and that kills any chance of the Predators winning because their two backup goalies stink, like are terrible. So you have those two guys. They haven't announced, or at least the last I checked, they haven't announced who they're going to go with in game one. They're going up against one of the best offenses in the NHL. Record-wise, the best team in the NHL. I'm generally not a believer in the Avalanche. And if Saros was actually going to be playing for the Predators, if he was healthy, I might actually pick them to upset. But without him, they're toast because even if they had a half-decent backup, then maybe, but they don't. Their backups are some of the worst backups in the NHL. So this is an obvious one. If you're picking the Predators, best of luck to you. I don't know how you could make the case for the Predators in this game. Even their advanced analytics are all in the bottom 10 in the NHL. I'd like to be the guy who's going to do it, but I can't justify it. Avalanche in 5. Let's move on because that was a pretty straightforward series. I think the most straightforward of the bunch. Obviously, the biggest favorite of the bunch. But this one is another big favorite. This is the top seed in the Pacific Division, taking on the first wildcard team. It is the Calgary Flames against the Minnesota Wild. Flames minus 340 favorites against the Stars, coming back at plus 270. Donnavan, what's your pick for this one?
I'm going with Calgary in 4. I think they sweep Dallas.
What? You're going against your Texas team? I thought you might pick Stars for the upset.
No. And I'm very glad that you brought this up. Let's get this straight real quick. I'm from Houston, Texas, right?
Right. Texas.
Houston, Texas, though.
Texas is all the same, though.
No. It's very different. Houston, Texas is its own thing, and we do not really rock with Dallas like that, right? While I've softened on that, I don't hate the city as much as I used to. I would not blindly pick Dallas, and I would actually normally hate on Dallas more. So, yeah, Dallas, you guys are getting swept, and I'm glad to be the ones to tell you guys. The Calgary has the best goal differential in the conference. Stars, from what I saw, snuck into the playoffs, have the worst goal differential in the playoffs. They were minus 8.
Yeah,
that's trash. That's trash. They're just here, just because they needed teams. And so if I look at Calgary and I look at everything that they bring to the table, their offense, 3.5 goals per game. They're better on the power play. Their defense is better. Their points on the season, 111 to 96. This seems pretty clear cut to me. So I'm taking this is a sweep.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm going to go Flames as well. I think the Flames are the best team in the Western Conference. I have a sizable bet on them to win the West. Actually, I got it in late January, early February at 10-1 to win the West. Great value now, so I do like them, but I'm going to take them in 6. The Stars are kind of one of those teams that just find ways to win games that they might not necessarily should win. So that's why I'm going to give them. I think they can squeak out 2 games here. I'm kind of shocked they went with the sweep, but hey, the Flames are a big favorite for a reason. But I mean, I don't have too much to say about the Stars. They're kind of average at everything. They aren't great at anything. They're not terrible at anything. But Flames, if you like advanced analytics, and I said this earlier with the Hurricanes, if you like advanced analytics, you should be picking the Carolina Hurricanes against the Calgary Flames in the final, because those are the 2 kings of advanced analytics. Corsi percentage, I'm pretty sure over their last 25 games, it's the Hurricanes first. It's the Flames second in the NHL. There's a lot to like with the Flames. Their only issue was they had trouble scoring early in the year, and then they got Tyler Toffoli right around February, and he's given their offense a huge boost. So I like the Flames quite a bit. I'll take them in 6 against the Stars. I just think the Stars are they can grind out a couple wins. All right, we got 2 more series left here. Let's move on to the closest series, at least from an odds standpoint in the Western Conference. That is the Minnesota Wild against the St. Louis Blues. Minnesota Wild coming in at minus 160 favorites. They will have home ice advantage. They squeaked out home ice advantage over the Blues in the regular season. But record-wise, 2 very close teams, 2 Central Division teams. They battle it out all year. Give me your pick for the Wild against the Blues.
We're going upset here. St. Louis in 5.
Oh,
St. Louis
wow.
in 5. Yeah, decisive upset. That's how we're rolling. The Blues have a slightly better offense, slightly better defense, much, much better on the power play. They have championship championship experience. You look at the points, it's like a 2-point difference in terms of their standings throughout the year. Also, St. Louis has much better goaltending than Minnesota, and I'm kind of especially in the playoffs with what you said earlier. I like teams. I like teams who have great goalkeeping and can score on the power play. St. Louis has the advantage in both of those in this series, so I think they make light work of Minnesota.
This is the one that we disagree on the most, Donovan. I do not agree with that pick whatsoever. I'm taking the Wild, but I do think it's going to be a long series because the Blues have actually had better success against the Wild. I think the Blues are 5-0 in their last 5 games against the Wild. But if there's one team I were to call fraudulent heading into the NHL playoffs, to be the St. Louis Blues, because advanced analytics, they stink, and a lot of them. But I will say, to their credit, they make up a lot of their shortcomings in more of the advanced analytics because they're such a good shooting team. First in the NHL in shooting percentage throughout the entire season. This is not just a recent thing, but even more so in recent games. Over the last 25 games, they have a shooting percentage of 14.75%, which is unbelievable. But the counterpoint to my own counterpoint is that now they take on a Wild team who are second in shooting percentage. So if there's one team that can hang with them from a shooting percentage standpoint, it's the Wild. And then the Wild have a lot better advanced analytics, especially defensively, arguably the best defensive team in the NHL. First in expected goals against per 60 minutes, first in high danger scoring chances allowed per 60 minutes. I love this Wild team. I do think the Blues are going to give them a little bit of issues just with how good of a shooting team they are. But I will go the Minnesota Wild. I think it's going to be a close one. I'll take them in 7.
So you think? So wait, this is weird though. So you think that this is the series that we disagreed the most on, but you have it going 7?
Yeah. Well, I get we disagree the most that you think it's going to be a short series for the Blues, and I think it's going to be a long series for the Wild in that kind of sense. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like both our teams and our series games are complete opposites. Okay. My cat does not like to sit still when I am shooting a video. We have one final series left. It is the Edmonton Oilers against the Los Angeles Kings, the 2 and 3 seeds in the Pacific Division. Oilers big -250 favorites. Kings coming in as +200 underdogs. What's your pick for this one?
We're going Edmonton in 5. Another short series. Kings once again frauds in my opinion from what I've seen. Yeah. Also, listen, I'm picking Edmonton just because they got the boy. They got Connor McDavid, the young GOAT, and I really want to see them advance. So I'm rocking with them. But the Kings, they're the worst team in the playoffs on the power play. I think Edmonton can take advantage. They had a goal differential of 3, very, very average, right? Them in Dallas, if you have like a zero goal differential, negative goal differential, you're showing me that you can't be dominant. You can't 100% like actually win games, that you're squeaking out places, and that whenever you lose in kind of ugly fashion. And so I can't trust that in a 7-game series. And again, I don't know like the history of how hockey works, but normally in the playoffs across a lot of team sports, especially when you have like a smaller amount of people on the floor, if you have the best player in the series, you're gonna have a chance to win. And so that's why I think Edmonton is gonna roll. I think the Kings are done.
Brutal, Donovan, because the Kings have been my darling all season. I don't think I've bet on a team more often than the Los Angeles Kings this season. So they have been my darling all season. I will back them as my big upset pick for the first round of the NHL playoffs, the Los Angeles Kings to win in 7. The story of the Los Angeles Kings is pretty simple, and it kind of explains why I love them so much, because advanced analytics, they are one of the best teams in the NHL. 4th in Corsi percentage, 6th in expected goals, 13th in expected goals against. Like advanced analytics, they're a very, very good team, but they can't do the simple things right. Dead last in shooting percentage, near the bottom of the NHL, and save percentage. So they do everything well except for getting the puck in the net and stopping the other team from putting the puck in the net. But if you do the hard, complicated things really well, all you need is to get hot. You just need to get hot with your shooting. You just need to find a goaltender who at least plays average in between the pipes, and you can go on a run. I'm a big believer in advanced analytics. I have to keep riding my Los Angeles Kings as much as I would kind of root for the Oilers. I would like to see a Canadian team win. I mean, as a Leafs fan, we don't really have anything against the Western Conference teams, but give me the Kings. I think they pull off the upset. I'm going to believe in the advanced analytics. I'm going to believe in Corsi, which people tease me because of how much I love that advanced analytic and how much I cite it. But if you're telling me the Los Angeles Kings are fourth in the NHL in Corsi percentage this season, and you're giving them to me at plus 200 odds, I know we're not doing odds for this competition, but still, I think they can do it. I've got to trust the advanced analytics. Give me Kings in 7 to finish things off. Daisy likes it too.
Nah, you're both wrong. I don't like. It's weird. I don't. I think that if you are a team, even if you do like all the extra stuff well, if you can't do the fundamentals right, then your entire foundation is shaky. That's like somebody who's like really, really book smart, but like just has no common sense, right? Yeah. They're always like the dumbest smart person that you know. And so if the King, like I just can't trust that, you know.
You might be right.
It's just if the Kings are the dumb smart person, I'm gonna have to give them two fingers up, tell them goodbye, and hope they have a happy vacation. That's a
very good comparison that I love. Is that they're book smart but not street smart. That's basically them. So there you have it. Those are our picks. I'll just quickly rattle off mine, and then Donovan, if you have yours in a list in front of you, just rattle yours off after. I got Hurricanes in 6 over the Bruins, Panthers in 4 over the Capitals, Lightning in 7 over the Maple Leafs, Rangers in 5 over the Penguins, Avalanche in 5 over the Predators, Flames in 6 over over the Predators. Flames in 6 over the Stars. I don't know. I have Wild written in my notes. Over the Stars. Wild in 7 over the Blues. Kings in 7 over the Oilers. I don't know why I have Wild written in there. They're playing the Stars.
I got you. I have the Panthers in 5 over the Capitals. I have the Leafs over the Lightning in 6. I have the Bruins over the Hurricanes in 7. I have the Rangers over the Penguins in 6. Then in the West, I have the Avalanche over the Predators in 5. I have the Blues over the Wild in 5 as well. I have the Flames over the Stars in 4. And I have the Oilers over the Kings in 5.
You think the Western Conference side is going to get done pretty quick, eh? You don't have any series going longer than 5 games.
No, you said it's top heavy.
It is a top heavy conference for sure.
You know, and so I think that I think like we'll have some excitement in there, but I don't think anybody actually like truly gets challenged.
All right. So there you have it. That is the first round of rookie versus veteran. Once again, 1 point for winner, 1 point for correct amount of games, and then a third point if you get both winner and correct amount of games correct. We will be back for the second round of the NHL playoffs once that schedule is decided. Don't forget to enter the BetSided NHL giveaway. You have until puck drop of the Bruins Hurricanes game tonight to enter. Once 7 p.m. Eastern hits, entries will be closed. Go over to the BetSided Twitter account. Check out the pinned tweet. The instructions are right there. Free to enter, $500 in prizes. You would be dumb if you don't enter it. So check that out. For myself and Donovan, enjoy the hockey tonight. It's one of the best postseasons in professional sports. And if you bet, best of luck with your bets as well. We'll see you next time. And also the daily bet slip is on today as well at 5 p.m. Eastern. I believe it is Ben and Peter, I believe. And then Green on the Greens. We're going to talk a little golf at 6 p.m. myself and Cody Williams. So a stacked day of content. Tune in. Once again, best of luck with your bets tonight. We'll talk to you next time.